The pounding on Amara Blake's door came at 2:47 a.m. Not a knock, a thud, heavy, desperate, like someone collapsing against the wood. Her heart slammed into her ribs. In this neighborhood, nothing good happened after midnight. She grabbed the baseball bat from behind her bedroom door, her hands trembling as she crept down the hallway of her small apartment. Through the peephole, she saw nothing but darkness. Then she heard it. A voice, barely a whisper, rough with pain. "Amara, please." Her breath caught. That voice. She knew that voice. She shouldn't open the door. Every instinct screamed at her to call 911, to hide, to protect her sleeping daughter in the room down the hall. But her hand was already on the deadbolt, already turning the lock. The door swung open and Jin-Woo Kang collapsed into her apartment, blood spreading across his white shirt like spilled wine. Hey family, before this story begins, I want you to do something real quick. Drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching from. Your comments fuel these stories. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button because what happens next will leave you speechless. Oh my God! Amara dropped the bat, catching him before he hit the floor completely. His weight nearly brought her down, 6 feet of solid muscle going limp against her. Jin-Woo, what the hell? Lock the door, he gasped, his face pale beneath the shock of black hair falling into his eyes. Blood dripped from a gash on his temple, and his shirt, what she could see of it beneath his leather jacket, was soaked through. Amara's mind raced. She hadn't seen Jin-Woo Kang in 4 years, not since she'd quit her job as a waitress at the Korean restaurant in Koreatown, the one she later learned was a front for his family's organization, the one where she'd made the mistake of being kind to the quiet, intense man who came in every Tuesday and Thursday, always sitting in her section, always leaving generous tips. The one where she'd learned, too late, exactly who and what he was. "You can't be here," she hissed, dragging him away from the door. She kicked it shut with her foot and threw the deadbolt, her heart hammering. "Jin-Woo, you cannot be here. I have a daughter." "I know." His eyes met hers, dark and filled with pain that went deeper than his wounds. I wouldn't have come if I had anywhere else to go. They know about all my safe houses. They know about everyone." "They?" Amara's voice rose, panic flooding through her. "Who's they? Who did this to you?" "My brother." The words fell between them like a stone into still water. Amara stared at him, memories flooding back. She remembered Jin-Woo talking about his younger brother, Minho, how they'd built the organization together after their father died, how blood was everything in his world. "Your brother tried to kill you?" "Is killing me," Jin-Woo corrected grimly, his hand pressed against his side where blood seeped through his fingers. "I just need a few hours to think, to plan. Then I'll be gone. You'll never see me again." That should have been a relief. Instead, something twisted in Amara's chest. "Mommy?" Both of them froze. Amara's 5-year-old daughter, Zara, stood in the hallway, rubbing her eyes, her purple pajamas rumpled from sleep. "Baby, go back to bed," Amara said quickly, stepping between Zara and Jin-Woo. "Everything's fine." "Why is there a man bleeding on our floor?" Out of the mouths of babes. Jin-Woo let out a sound that might have been a laugh or a groan. "He's an old friend. He had an accident. Go back to bed, sweetheart, now." Zara looked unconvinced, but she shuffled back down the hallway. Amara waited until she heard the bedroom door close before turning back to Jin-Woo. "You need a hospital."
"I need to not be found. Hospital means questions, records, police." He struggled to sit up, wincing. "I have medical supplies in my car. 2 blocks east, black Mercedes. License plate? Absolutely not. I'm not leaving my daughter here with you, and I'm not taking her out at 3 in the morning to help a..." She stopped herself. "A gangster?" Jin-Woo's smile was bitter. "You can say it. That's what I am. I was going to say bleeding man I haven't seen in 4 years who just showed up on my doorstep running from his own brother." Amara grabbed towels from the bathroom, her hands shaking as she pressed them against the worst of Jinwoo's wounds. Up close, she could see more damage, bruises blooming purple across his jaw, split knuckles, what looked like a knife wound along his ribs. "You need to leave," she said, but her hands were gentle as she tried to slow the bleeding. "Jinwoo, if what you're saying is true, if your own people are hunting you, then every second you're here puts me and Zara in danger." "I know." His voice was raw. "Do you think I don't know that? Do you think I wanted to drag you into this? Then why did you come here?" The question hung between them. Jinwoo's eyes met hers, and for a moment she saw past the blood and pain to something deeper, something that made her breath catch. "Because 4 years ago, you were the only person who ever looked at me like I was human, not the boss, not the heir, not a monster, just a man." Amara's throat tightened. She remembered those Tuesday and Thursday dinners, how Jinwoo would sit in the corner booth with his books and his laptop, how they'd talk about everything except his real life. Korean poetry, her dreams of going back to nursing school, the daughter she was raising alone after her ex disappeared. She remembered the night he'd asked her out properly and how her coworker had pulled her aside afterward with terrified eyes. "Do you know who that is? Do you know what his family does?" She quit the next day, changed her number, moved apartments, started over. And now he was bleeding on her kitchen floor. "That was a lifetime ago," she whispered. "We're different people now." "Are we?" Jinwoo's hand covered hers where she pressed the towel against his side. "I'm still trying to save everyone. I'm still..." He trailed off, jaw tightening. "I'm still trying to survive my family." A crash echoed from somewhere in the building. Maybe a floor below, maybe outside. Jinwoo tensed, his hand moving to his jacket where Amara caught a glimpse of a gun holster. "Don't," she said sharply. "You are not pulling a gun in my home. If they find me here, then we'll deal with it." She didn't know where the certainty in her voice came from, but "you're not turning my home into a war zone." Amara's nursing school training, cut short by pregnancy and poverty, came back in fragments as she worked. She'd gotten Jinwoo onto her couch, stripped off his ruined shirt, and was now cataloging the damage by the light of her table lamp. "This is going to hurt," she warned, dousing a clean cloth with rubbing alcohol. "I've been hurt before." "I'm sure you have." She pressed the cloth to the gash on his temple. Jinwoo flinched, his jaw clenching, but he didn't pull away. "Knife?" "Glass. I went through a window." "Of course you did." Amara worked methodically, cleaning each wound, checking for embedded debris. The cut along his ribs was deep but clean. The bruises would heal. "You're lucky. Nothing vital hit." "Lucky," Jinwoo repeated, his laugh hollow. "My brother tried to kill me at a family meeting. 17 men I've known my whole life held me down while he explained how he was taking over, how I was weak, how I'd become a liability." His voice cracked on the last word. Amara paused, her hand resting lightly on his shoulder. Why did he think that? "Because I hesitated." Jinwoo's eyes were distant, dark with memory. 3 months ago, we had a rival crew cornered. Minho wanted to make an example, send a message. There was a kid there, couldn't have been more than 16. He was crying, begging, and I let him go. "That doesn't make you weak," Amara said softly. "That makes you human." "In my world, those are the same thing." Jinwoo opened his eyes, looking at her with an intensity that made her heart stutter. "Minho's been building alliances for months, whispering to the old guard that I'm too soft, too compromised. When I found out, I confronted him. That's when he gestured vaguely at his wounds." Amara continued cleaning, her mind racing. She'd worked so hard to build a safe, stable life for Zara. Every decision for the past 5 years had been about creating distance from danger, from chaos, from men like... No, that wasn't fair. Jinwoo wasn't like her ex. Whatever else he was, he'd never been cruel to her. "I should have died in that room," Jinwoo said quietly. "Would have if Jackson hadn't..." He stopped himself. "Doesn't matter. I got out, ran. and I drove here like an idiot because apparently when you're bleeding out, you don't think straight." "Or maybe," Amara said, threading a needle, thank God she kept a basic first aid kit, "you knew exactly what you were doing." Their eyes met. Jinwoo's hand came up slowly, carefully, to cup her face. His touch was gentle despite the split knuckles, his thumb tracing her cheekbone. "I thought about you," he whispered. "All these years, I thought about you." Amara's breath caught. "Jinwoo..." A car door slammed outside. They both froze. Jinwoo was on his feet instantly, moving to the window with a speed that shouldn't have been possible for someone with his injuries. He edged the curtain aside, peering down at the street below. "See anything?" Amara whispered, her heart in her throat. "Can't tell. Too dark." He let the curtain fall, turning back to Amara. "Amara, I need you to listen very carefully. If they find me here, if Minho's people, what exactly will they do?" She crossed her arms, fighting to keep her voice steady. "You keep talking about danger, about your brother, but you haven't told me the actual stakes here. What am I risking by not throwing you out right now?" Jinwoo was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice was flat, drained of emotion. "Minho won't just kill me. He'll kill everyone connected to me. Everyone who might have information about offshore accounts, alliances, operations. It's how you consolidate power, eliminate all the loose ends." He met her eyes. "I've become a loose end. And me, Zara? They don't know about you. That's why I came here. 4 years ago, I made sure there was no paper trail connecting us, no records. I paid for everything in cash, never mentioned you to anyone. As far as my organization knows, you don't exist." The relief Amara felt was short-lived.
"But if they find you here, then they'll assume you know something, that I told you things, that you're a threat." Jinwoo's hands clenched into fists. "That's why I need to leave, now, before I make you visible to them. You can barely stand." "I'll manage." "Right, you'll manage to bleed out in an alley somewhere." Amara shook her head. "That's not happening. You don't owe me anything. This isn't about owing you." She moved closer, lowering her voice. "You came here because you had nowhere else to go, because you trusted me. So trust me now when I say that sending you out there injured, alone, being hunted, that's not an option I can live with." Jinwoo stared at her. "Why? Why would you risk your life, your daughter's life, for me?" It was a fair question. Amara had asked herself the same thing from the moment she'd opened the door. "Because I know what it's like," she said finally, "to be alone, to have nowhere to turn. When I was pregnant with Zara, everyone told me to get an abortion. My mother, my ex, my friends, they all said I couldn't do it alone, that I'd fail." Her voice steadied. "But one person believed in me. One nurse at the clinic sat with me for 2 hours and just listened, didn't judge, didn't tell me what to do, just saw me. And you want to pay that forward? I want to not be the person who closed the door on someone bleeding and desperate. Whatever you've done, whatever you are, right now you're someone who needs help, and I'm someone who can give it." Jinwoo's expression cracked, something raw and vulnerable breaking through. "You're extraordinary, you know that?" Before Amara could respond, her phone buzzed on the counter. She grabbed it, her stomach dropping when she saw the notification. "What is it?" "Security alert. Someone's in the building, 3rd floor." She looked up at him. "Where on the 3rd floor?" "Bedroom, now." Jinwoo's voice was pure command as he grabbed his jacket. "Both of you." "I'm not hiding while..." "You're not hiding. You're protecting your daughter." He checked his gun, face hard. "If something happens to me, you lock that bedroom door and you call 911. Tell them there's an intruder. Nothing about me, nothing about..." "Jinwoo, promise me." Amara's throat was tight. "I promise." She ran to Zara's room, scooping up her sleeping daughter. Zara mumbled a complaint but didn't wake fully as Amara carried her to the master bedroom. She locked the door, set Zara on the bed, and pressed her ear against the wood. Footsteps in the hallway outside the apartment. Heavy. Multiple people. A knock. Sharp and authoritative. "Jinwoo Kong, we know you're in there." The voice was cold, professional. This wasn't a random intruder. This was someone who knew exactly who they were looking for.
Through the door, Amara heard Jinwoo respond. "Wrong apartment. We tracked the blood trail from your car. We found your Mercedes 2 blocks over. Very sloppy," he younged him. "You're losing your touch." A pause. Then, "Is that you, Chen?" "It's me, and I've got 8 men with me. Minho wants you brought in. He's willing to talk." "Talk," Jinwoo repeated. "Is that what we're calling it now?" "Come out. Make this easy. No one else has to get hurt." Amara's blood ran cold. They knew she was here, or at least suspected someone was harboring Jinwoo. "Give me 5 minutes," Jinwoo called out. "Let me get dressed." "You have 2. Footsteps retreated, but not far. They were waiting in the hallway. A soft knock on the bedroom door. Amara jucked, her hand flying to her mouth. "It's me," Jinwoo whispered. "Let me in. Quick." She unlocked the door. Jinwoo slipped inside, his face grim. "They're going to breach in about 90 seconds. I counted 8 men, possibly more as backup." He looked at Zara, still sleeping despite everything, then back at Amara. "There's a fire escape outside your bedroom window?" "Yes, but when I go out there, when they follow me, you take Zara and you run. Go to..." He stopped, thinking. "Go to St. Mary's Church on 5th. Ask for Father Michael. Tell him Jinwoo sent you. He'll hide you until this is over." "What do you mean, when this is over?" Amara grabbed his arm. "What are you planning?" "I'm planning to lead them away from you and your daughter." Jinwoo's smile was sad. "What I should have done from the beginning." "They'll kill you." "Probably, but at least you'll be safe." "That's not a plan, that's suicide." "It's the only choice I have left." Amara's mind raced. She thought about her 5-year-old daughter sleeping on the bed. She thought about the life she'd built, the safety she'd fought for. She thought about every responsible, rational decision that had gotten her to this point. Then she thought about the man in front of her, bleeding, betrayed by his own brother, ready to die to keep her safe. "No," she said firmly. "Amara," I said no. She moved to her closet, pulling out a large backpack. "If we're running together." "You can't come with me," Jinwoo said urgently. "If Minho's people see us together, they'll know you helped me. They'll hunt you." "Then we make sure they don't see us," Amara said, throwing clothes into the backpack, her movements quick and efficient. "How many people know what I look like?" "No one. I kept you separate from everything."
"Then they're looking for you, not me. They don't know who lives in this apartment. For all they know, you broke in and held someone hostage." She grabbed Zara's favorite stuffed rabbit, her emergency cash stash, important documents. "You said you have offshore accounts?" "Yes, but can you access them without being traced?" "With the right equipment, yes." "Then here's what we're going to do." Amara was surprised by how calm her voice sounded. "You're going to surrender. You're going to walk out there and go with them." "Amara, that's..." "Let me finish. You're going to tell them you broke into a random apartment, that you held a woman and her kid hostage to patch yourself up. You're going to play it exactly how they expect. Desperate, cornered, dangerous. And where will you be? Right behind you, on the fire escape, taking a different route out." She met his eyes. "You buy me 30 minutes. That's all I need. 30 minutes to get to that church with Zara, to get somewhere safe. Then you find a way to escape and you come find us." "That's insane." "You have a better idea?" Silence. Jinwoo's jaw worked. "If I can't get away, you will." "If I can't," he insisted, "you take Zara and you disappear. Father Michael has connections. He can get you new identities, relocate you. Promise me you won't wait. Promise me you'll save yourselves." The bedroom door shuddered. Someone was testing the luck. "Promise me," Jinwoo repeated. "I promise." The lie tasted bitter on Amara's tongue. She had no intention of running forever, but he needed to hear it. Jinwoo pulled her close, his forehead resting against hers for just a moment. 4 years ago, I should have fought harder, should have told you how I felt, should have... "Time's up, Kang," Chen's voice boomed from the hallway. "We're coming in." Jinwoo kissed her, quick and desperate and filled with everything they didn't have time to say.
Then he was pulling away, gun in hand, moving to the bedroom door. "Stay down," he told her, "no matter what you hear." He unlocked the door and stepped out into the hallway. "Don't shoot," he called out. "I'm coming out." Amara scooped up Zara, who finally woke with a confused whimper. "Shh, baby, we're going on an adventure, but you have to be very, very quiet, okay?" "Why?" "Because we're playing a game, a hiding game. Can you do that for mommy?" Zara nodded, her small arms wrapping around Amara's neck. The window slid open with a rusty squeal that made Amara's heart stop. She waited, listening. Voices in the living room now. Chen talking, Jin Woo responding. The sounds of a scuffle. She climbed onto the fire escape, Zara clutched tight against her chest. The metal was cold and slick with evening dew. 3 floors down. She could do this. She had to do this. The fire escape ladder was one of those counterweighted types that should have lowered smoothly to the ground. Should have. Instead, it came down with a screech of metal that might as well have been a gunshot in the quiet night. Amara froze, clutching Zara, her heart hammering. Above her, she heard shouts. A gunshot. No, 2 gunshots. Then running feet. She didn't think, just moved. Down the ladder, Zara crying now into her shoulder. "It's okay, baby, it's okay. We're almost there." Her feet hit the ground. The alley behind her building was dark, narrow, filled with dumpsters and abandoned furniture. Which way to the church? East. Father Michael, 5th Street. She ran. Behind her, more shouts, a car engine roaring to life. She ducked behind a dumpster as headlights swept past the alley entrance. Black SUV. Had to be Minho's people. "Mommy, I'm scared," Zara whimpered. "I know, sweetheart, I know. Just hold on tight." She waited until the SUV passed, then bolted across the street. The church was 6 blocks away, 6 blocks with a sobbing 5-year-old and men with guns somewhere behind her. Amara's lungs burned. Her arms ached from carrying Zara, but she didn't stop. 4 blocks. 3. A second SUV appeared ahead of her, cutting off the street. She veered left into a residential area. Dark houses, chain-link fences, dogs barking at the disturbance. 2 blocks. 1. She saw the church spire silhouetted against the sodium lights. St. Mary's. Almost there. "Stop!" The voice came from her right. A man stepped out from between 2 parked cars, gun raised. Not Chen, someone younger with a scar running down his face. "You're the woman from the apartment," he said. "Where's Kang?" Amara's mind went blank with fear. She clutched Zara tighter, the little girl's face buried against her neck. "I don't know what you're talking about," she managed. "Please, my daughter." "Don't lie to me." The man moved closer. "Chen said there was a woman, said Kang held you hostage, but you're running like you're trying to save him, not escape him." "I'm running because you're chasing me with a gun." "Mommy?" Zara's voice was tiny, terrified. The man's eyes flicked to the child. Something in his expression shifted. "How old?" he asked quietly. "What?" "Your daughter. How old is she?" 5. Amara's voice shook. "Please, she's just a little girl. Whatever you think you know." "I have a daughter." The man lowered his gun slightly. "Her name is Yuri." He looked at Zara, at Amara, and something like shame crossed his face. "Go." "What?" "Go. Get to wherever you're going. I'll tell them I lost you in the residential area." He raised his gun again, but not pointed at her, at the space behind her, like he was searching. "You have 30 seconds before I call it in. Run." Amara didn't question it, didn't thank him, just ran. The church doors were old, heavy wood, and for one horrible moment, she thought they'd be locked. But they swung open when she pushed, and she stumbled into the darkened sanctuary, gasping for breath. "Hello?" she called out. "Father Michael? Please, someone." A light flickered on in a side chapel. An elderly man in priest's vestments appeared, concern on his weathered face. "Child, what's wrong?" "Jinwoo Kang sent me," Amara gasped out. "He said that you could help." Recognition flashed in the priest's eyes. "Come with me, quickly." He led her through a maze of corridors to a small room behind the rectory. Plain walls, a cot, a single chair, a hiding place. "You'll be safe here," Father Michael said. "No one would dare violate sanctuary." He looked at Zara, who had finally stopped crying, but was watching everything with wide, frightened eyes. "I'll bring some food, water. Then you'll tell me everything." Amara sank onto the cot, Zara in her lap, and for the first time since Jinwoo had collapsed on her doorstep, she let herself shake. 20 minutes later, Amara had told Father Michael an abbreviated version of the night's events. The priest listened without judgment, occasionally nodding, his expression thoughtful. "Jinwoo never mentioned you," he said when she finished. "In all our conversations, he never once spoke of a woman from his past. That was the point. He was protecting me." "Yes, that sounds like him." Father Michael stood, moving to the small window. Outside, dawn was beginning to break. "You understand what this means. If you stay connected to him, if you choose to help him, you'll be entering his world, a world of violence and danger." "I know. And yet you came here. You protected him. Why?" It was the same question Jinwoo had asked. Amara looked down at Zara, who had finally fallen asleep in her arms. "Because everyone deserves someone in their corner," she said softly. "Because he could have stayed gone 4 years ago, could have let me disappear into my safe little life. But when he had nowhere else to turn, he thought of me. He trusted me. How can I do less?" "You barely know him." "I know enough. I know he let a 16-year-old kid go when his brother wanted him killed. I know he kept me and my daughter safe even when it meant cutting himself off from the one good thing in his life. I know," her voice caught, "I know he was ready to die tonight to protect us." Father Michael was quiet for a long moment. "You love him." It should have been a question, but it wasn't. "I think I might," Amara admitted. "Or maybe I love the person he could be, the person he is when he's not drowning in his family's legacy. That's a dangerous thing to love, potential. I'm a single mother working 2 jobs to keep a roof over our heads. I know all about danger." The priest smiled slightly. "Fair point." He moved to the door. "I'll make some calls, see if I can find out what happened to Jinwoo. And if he's dead, then we'll deal with that when we come to it." But Father Michael didn't have to make those calls. 3 hours later, as Amara was trying to coax Zara into eating some of the breakfast the priest had brought, the door to their hiding room opened. Jinwoo stood there, looking worse than he had before. New bruises, a bandage on his arm, exhaustion in every line of his body, but alive. "Hey," he said. Amara was across the room before she could think, her arms around him, feeling his solid warmth, the steady beat of his heart. "You're okay. You're alive." For now. His arms came around her, holding her close. "Chen let me go." "What?" He said Minho's become a monster, that half the organization is looking for a way out, but they're too afraid to move against him. When they had me in that SUV, Chen drove us to the docks instead of the warehouse, told me to run, said he'd claim I overpowered him. Why would he do that? Because good men do bad things when they're afraid, but sometimes they remember who they used to be. Jinwoo pulled back, cupping her face. "Is Zara okay?" "She's fine. Scared, but fine." Amara's eyes searched his face. "What happens now?"
"Now?" Jinwoo's smile was grim. "Now I become a ghost. Minho will keep looking for me, but without the organization's full backing, he'll have to be careful, and that gives me time. Time for what? To build something new, to find the other people who want out, to maybe, if I'm very lucky,
Become someone worthy of a second chance. You already are, Amara said, but you can't do it alone. What are you saying? She took a breath. This was it. The moment where she chose safety or risk, comfort or chaos. The moment where she decided what kind of person she was going to be. I'm saying we disappeared together. You, me, and Zara. We start over. That's insane. You'd be giving up everything. I'm giving up a crappy apartment and minimum wage jobs. What I'd be getting is a chance to actually be happy, to give Zara a father figure who died to protect her, to help you become the man you want to be. She squeezed his hands. I'm not saying it'll be easy. I'm not saying I'm not terrified, but I'm saying yes. Jinwoo stared at her, something like wonder in his eyes. You're sure? I'm sure. He kissed her then, gentle and reverent, like she was something precious. When he pulled back, his forehead rested against hers. I'll spend every day earning this, he promised. Earning you. Just love us, Amara whispered. That's all we need. From the cot, Zara's small voice piped up. Is he staying? Both of them turned. The little girl was sitting up, watching them with solemn eyes. Would that be okay? Jinwoo asked, crouching to her level. If I stayed? If I helped protect you and your mom? Zara considered this. Do you know how to make pancakes? Despite everything, Jinwoo laughed. I can learn. Okay then. They left the church that afternoon with new identities Father Michael had arranged through his network. Amara Blake became Amara Chen. Zara became Sarah. Jinwoo became Jin Park, a businessman from California. The story was simple. Recent widower meets single mother, blended family seeking a fresh start. Father Michael gave them the keys to a safe house 3 states away. Stay there, he instructed. Keep your heads down. I'll let you know when it's safe to resurface. Thank you, Jinwoo said, clasping the old priest's hand, for everything. Don't thank me yet. Minho won't give up, and when he realizes you're not coming back to fight him, he'll do something drastic to draw you out. Like what? Father Michael's expression was grave, like making sure your disappearance hurts the people you left behind. The words hung in the air like a threat. They drove through the night, Zara asleep in the back seat, the highway stretching endlessly ahead. Amara's hand was locked in Jinwoo's, their fingers intertwined. We're going to make it, she said, more to convince herself than him. We're going to make it, he agreed. But both of them were thinking about Father Michael's warning, about Minho, about the people still trapped in the organization, about Jackson, who'd helped Jinwoo escape. Amara's phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. She opened it, her blood running cold. It was a photo, Jinwoo's Mercedes, the one he'd abandoned 2 blocks from her apartment. The car was on fire, and spray-painted on the wall behind it in bold red letters were 3 words. I'm coming, brother. Amara showed Jinwoo. His jaw tightened, but he didn't seem surprised. He found out we escaped together. Now he knows about you. What do? We run farther. We hide better. His hand tightened on the wheel. And when the time comes, we fight. In the back seat, Zara mumbled in her sleep, a reminder of what they were fighting for, of what they stood to lose. Amara looked out at the dark highway, at the future rushing toward them like an oncoming storm. Together, she said. Together, Jinwoo promised. But 300 miles behind them, Minho Kang stood in front of his brother's burning car and smiled. He pulled out his phone, dialing a number he'd paid a fortune to acquire. I found them. I know where they're going. On the other end, a cold voice responded, What do you want us to do? Minho's smile widened. Make it hurt. Make my brother understand that there's no escape from family. No escape from blood. And the woman? The child? Whatever it takes, Minho said. Whatever it takes. He hung up and watched his brother's car burn, the flames reflected in his dark eyes. The hunt had only just begun. Thanks for sticking with SEO Underworld stories till the very end. If this intense Mafia and Underworld tale kept you on the edge of your seat, comment below and tell me where in the world you're watching from. I read every single one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to support the channel and make sure you never miss another gripping Korean Mafia, dark romance, and Underworld story. Your support helps me bring even more shocking and unforgettable stories straight to you.